Hello there, everyone. So if you didn't know, DreamHack Atlanta is coming up this week, November 18th through the 20th. That's Friday through Sunday. It's going to be the second DreamHack of the year, as well as one of many events that awards those precious ESL Pro Tour points that give players their shot at Katowice and the Global Championship. So I believe it's the second to last one, at least what we know. The last one being actually Home Story Cup, which happens in December. So what is there to know about DreamHack Atlanta? For this video, I'm going to give you the who, what, when, where, kind of why, I suppose, and then hopefully in a really fast fashion so you guys can get all the information, get hyped, and then prepare your viewing experience for DreamHack Atlanta. All right, guys, so very easy. First off, the where. DreamHack Atlanta is, in fact, Atlanta, like you would expect, and it's happening at the Georgia World Congress Center. It is a convention, so there's other things happening besides the StarCraft 2 tournament. If you did not get your tickets, I believe there's probably still some available at the door, but of course, check before you go. The casters will not be in Atlanta, which is the weirdest thing about this tournament. We actually will be casting from Stockholm, where the DreamHack studios are, but the actual players and the fans and the stage, all that good stuff is going to be in Atlanta. Also, for the where, I figured it'd be helpful to know where you are going to watch this if you're not going to be in person. So where to watch it is accurate for previous tournaments. It's actually not accurate on the Atlanta Wikipedia, so ignore this for a second. But then you do have the usual ESL channels of which they stream StarCraft 2, which is going to be ESL_SC2, and then add a B to it, add a C to it, and then take away everything and just have ESL as a fourth stream. And as far as the timings of when to watch, so a little bit more of the when and where, I guess, the actual schedule has not been quite released yet. So what typically happens, however, is that we do have all of these group stages and then a day for a lot of the kind of like tail end of group stage knockout bracket, and then the actual playoffs, of which I believe in Valencia, we were playing the round of 8. So the round of 8 and beyond is usually what happens on Sunday, and then Friday and Saturday kind of divvy up the group / beginnings of the playoff bracket. So again, not an exact schedule as far as I know out yet, but you can pretty much depend on StarCraft 2 being rather typical. Like this usually is how that goes every single time. Now, this is just a guess as far as to exactly when these tournaments are broadcast. If I had to guess, I would say that it'd be probably around like 10 a.m. Eastern to something like 7 or 8 p.m. Eastern time. But you can pretty much depend on the top 8 happening on that final day. So a lot of people, you know, make sure to keep that slot open and just kind of casually watch the first 2 days. That's fine. If you want to watch all some potential 24 hours, literally, of StarCraft 2, then if that's your prerogative, go ahead as well. But that's all the information I can currently give you, and just go to the ESL Twitter to hopefully find out more in the coming days. Who's going to actually be casting and hosting Atlanta? Well, there was a tweet by the ESL Twitter, so you can see right here the beautiful faces. We have our host, desk host Kalaris, our stage host Smix, who will be all by her lonesome in Atlanta. So if you want to say hi to her, yeah, you certainly can. And then you have the casters, again, going to be in Stockholm, Sweden, not Atlanta. It's the Muslim Loco, ZombieGrub me, Rotterdam, Fear Dragon, and Wardy. I believe this is Loco's first appearance in a DreamHack event, although he has done many other StarCraft 2 tournaments. For those really bummed that they won't be able to meet the casters in Atlanta, I understand, not to give myself too much credit, but I've already gotten a couple of people saying like they're really bummed that X or Y person can't be there in person. Yeah, it overall is an unfortunate scenario, but it is the one that we're going to have to live with. But there is good news. Besides Spix being there to maybe go up and, you know, say that you enjoy her work and get her autograph and all that good stuff, I do believe that Cats and Pig are going to actually be at Atlanta as attendees or players. I'm not sure which one. You can go and ask them. There will also be a few other popular names from the StarCraft community, but again, just try and track that on your own. It's just that particularly these people right here, yeah, we're definitely not going to be on location, but hopefully still giving you guys a very enjoyable show. For those of you who are far more interested in what players are going to be able to meet, because again, they are going to have to be in the location to actually participate, that's where you can look at Wikipedia, as well as I believe, again, the ESL Twitter have been tweeting out like such things as groups, as well as the invited and accepted players. And by invited, I mean actually qualified. So whether they chose to go from their qualification from the regionals is up to them. So you can see here, the big names, probably the most popular names that you guys will all recognize are the people from the regionals: Estrella, Haas, Hero, Neeb, Showtime, Clem, Kira, Gumiho here, Marine, Maru, and Time. Cham, DRG, Mia, Micah, Ragnarok, not Raynor, and Cyril. Hero Marine replaced Raynor as Raynor was unable to attend Atlanta. And then you also have open signups for people who didn't do particularly well in their regional if they tried it in the, any place, as well as people who just kind of enjoy competition, but in person, a little more of the casual side. You do have this long list of names. Do prepare yourself for some of them to maybe not actually, maybe do particularly well, or maybe not show up just because life kind of happens, right? But a lot of these names you'll recognize as those who did just barely not get to that qualification spot from regionals. Check this list out on the link that you see right here and go and find out who you want to cheer for. So we got the where and we got the who. Now we got the when, right? So it is going to be, again, this week. It's November 18th through the 20th, all on a weekend. It's going to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday having most of the group stages played out. And then one of those group stages, the first group stage, actually not broadcast live a lot of the time, at least on the A stream, the official stream. That's where a lot of the players that you might not recognize get dropped out. And some of the players who did have to start in first group stage usually start their journey through the second, through the third, so on and so forth. Now for the what's, that's kind of going to be an open-ended kind of, not completely condensed answer here, but the what is, of course, the DreamHack StarCraft 2 tournament. Everyone here is fighting for not just prize money as well as prestige, right? But they are also playing for these EPT global points. Those are points that if you get enough of them and you beat out a bunch of other players with the points that they have, you get to go to the global championship that's happening in Katowice in February. So also for the what section, I wanted to give it a go in explaining the format of the tournament, but instead of actually going over it in this video, I'm going to reserve it for its own video. And for this video, since I want it to be short and snappy, I'm just going to give you the text, basically, of what the format is for DreamHack Atlanta. So it's going to be the first group stage leading to a second group stage and to a third group stage with a knockout bracket. So all the players who lose in their group stages get sent to a knockout bracket, a second chance at life, basically. Knockout bracket also gives them a chance to go into the playoffs. People who win the knockout bracket are joined by people who won through to the group stage number 3 and won that one as well. Combined together for 24 players, single elimination bracket playoffs, of which the playoffs will be a best of 5 and finals are best of 7, and every other game that happens will be a best of 3. So lots of groups into this playoff bracket, and then finally, eventually, actually crowning the winner in a epic best of 7. So that's the face of it. And then, as I said, I will go ahead and make a separate video going in depth with the actual explanation as well as an example that hopefully will help you guys kind of see and visualize how this format actually works. But for now, we'll move on to the video. So the final part of this particular video is kind of going to be the why, which I've already gone over, but just to really emphasize why are the players playing. It is going to be for some cash. It is going to be for those points, and it is going to be for, of course, prestige as well. So to dive in a little bit more to it, bring up Wikipedia again. It is going to be 15K for first place, as well as 1,500 global points, but you also do get a seed into the global championships at IEM Katowice 2023. Some of the players will already have enough points to do so. They won't need that seed, but it'll go on until someone actually needs it. In terms of, well, if they get the seed, why do they need the points? Points are also used to determine seeding when you're actually at the tournament, right? So it's still helpful to have the most points, even if you only need so many to actually be at Katowice. So that is basically the reason why, alongside just loving competition and all that good stuff. But you can check out the deets as far as what exactly everyone is winning. It does go down quite far. Basically, if you show up for the tournament, the round of 64, or the 64 players in 16 groups. Yeah, anyways, and you do actually get something for it. So it's also a fun experience if you've never done an offline thing before, especially now that we have open brackets once again. It means that you are more than capable of signing up yourself. Even if you're not particularly good, then that doesn't matter. You can still have fun, right? So that will happen in the future as well. If you ever considered it, where you didn't consider it because you didn't think it was possible, and now you're like, wait, it's possible to play in these tournaments? Yeah, it is. You just have to make sure to actually get a player pass, which can go out rather quickly. So I think that just about does it for the kind of basics of DreamHack Atlanta. I'll be doing further videos, further detailing, I guess, some of the storylines, as well as reasons to be hyped for it, and of course, a little bit of prediction video as well to get you guys involved too, and who you think is going to win. But hopefully this was a fairly comprehensive introduction into the tournament itself. And not, let me know where I went wrong. So thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all in chat watching DreamHack Atlanta this weekend as well. See you guys.